Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Welcome to the broadcast. This Soldier for Justice. Just tapping in. Had some on my mind I wanted to get off my chest. Just having a conversation about awareness. And if you're aware that you're in the matrix, are you conscientious of you being in the matrix? Are you a willing participant? Those are two things that I want to talk about and try to get off my chest real quick because it's really disturbing that we're in 2022 and we still not aware of what's going on out here in this world. You know, the propaganda from the media and those who in power are doing such a magnificent job of promoting this devil's world that we really don't even realize and aware how bad that it is, especially when we look at ourselves and realize how much we're working towards our own demise as a people. So when I say living in the matrix, there's a couple of passages of scriptures in the Bible that talks about being in the world but not of the world. If you love this world, then the love of the Father is not in you. And that was something that we have to look at real deep. It talks about wolves being in sheep's clothing. And that's what we're dealing with when we're looking at the government and the mandates and the things that they push on us. The power of suggestion is very, very, very real. They whisper and suggest a lot of devilish things to us when it comes down to it. You're either working for God or you're working for the devil. There's really no in between on that right there. So ask yourself, who are you in submission to? Because the devil world revolves around sport and play. So I know personally myself, I like to go out and have a good time. I like to watch games too. Basketball, preferably, and football. There's a couple of TV shows I like to watch, movies here and there, action things. But none of those activities that I just named that I enjoy doing is doing the work of God. See, when we talk about resurrection of the dead, we're not talking about people that's in the ground, in the casket, 6 feet underground. We're talking about people walking around, spiritually dead, economically dead, mentally dead, emotionally dead, those type of things. Almost physically dead too, because we're walking around here a French fry away from having a heart attack or a pork chop away from that high blood pressure going up. So these things that we definitely need to deal with and talk about. Um, are you aware that you're in the matrix? This is the mind of our oppressors world that we're living in. And we really have to be straight up about that. The truth and facts do not care about our emotions and opinions. Truth and facts is in the same room. Emotions, opinions, they're in a whole nother room. Matter of fact, they're not even in the same house. They're in another house. So when we're dealing with our truths and facts, you got to put your feelings in your shoe and walk on them because it don't matter. We got to deal with logic, what's logical and what's best. Oh man, there's so much to get into, so much to talk about. But I would just start off with, who are you working for? Are you working for God or are you working for the devil? examine those two questions right there, there's a lot can come up out of that if we're being honest with one another, we're being honest with ourselves. There's a lot that comes out of that. And I consider myself a good person that's striving to be better every day, every day. And it's a lot of things that I used to do in my younger, ignorant years that I don't do anymore. And there's a lot of things I do right now that I plan on stop doing. So it's a growing, it's definitely a process. Well, who challenges our thoughts on a daily basis? Who do you have in your circle that challenges your thoughts and challenges your thinking, that forces you to grow? Because most of us, we go to work, come home, and try to find some sense of happiness or peace. Most of us working is miserable. The whole system, the whole way it's set up is just messed up. So I'm sure 9 out of 10 people hate the job that they have to do. 9 out of 10 people are working in their jobs, career, field, whatever you want to call it, and you actually hate doing it. So you come home and you try to find some sense of relief, some sense of peace, some sense of happiness. And that's usually around where the devil is at. Just being real. We're going to try to sedate ourselves, drinking, smoking, popping a pill, eating bad, and doing messed up stuff. How many of us really, really working every day towards a goal that has something to do with God's plan? And you're looking at Soldiers for Justice page. I'm a soldier for justice for every human being on the planet Earth. So I would say God's plan would be freedom, justice for everyone. Freedom, justice, and peace for everyone. So we're going to deal with freedom, justice, and peace, then we have to deal with truth. We have to deal with the truth. A lot of people always talk about the mercy of God and God's love, but no one really talks about the wrath of God. The wrath of God. Karma is coming so quick these days, it don't make no sense. But before I get off topic, because it's a whole lot to dwell into, it's a whole lot to get into. But I just want to leave with asking a question. Are you working for God or are you working for the devil? It's real simple. What type of message do you send out every day? You're on the phone talking to your friends, your family, co-workers. What type of discussions are y'all having? What do you talk about? Are you doing any work towards resurrecting the dead, liberating the people, putting an end to the oppression of the people across the world? What are your daily conversations about? These are things we have to work on. These are things that everyone needs to be looking in the mirror and talking about. Am I a pawn for God or a pawn for the devil? Because at the end of the day, we need unity over everything. Unity over everything. Unity over your religion, unity over your economic status, unity over your titles, unity over your individual goals, unity over your emotions, unity over our feelings, unity over your affiliation with whatever sorority, fraternity, gang, political, religious affiliation, any of that. We need unity above all of those things right now. Because if you're really sitting back and paying attention to what's going on, the end of the world as we know it is right here. The end of the world as we know it is right here. And we still out partying, going to games, going to concerts, and not saving no money, not saving no food, not saving no water, not doing the things that we should be doing. But see, the matrix, the media, propaganda, the white man's world, it's all about deception. All on TV, everything looks fine because you're sitting in your house, wherever you live, not really knowing what's going on in the world. You're just taking TV for what it is and believing what you see. But that's the television. The devil is in our living room through TV. Next time I'm gonna have to sit down and write some things out so I can stay on topic. But I just wanted to drop this video because I've been thinking about this heavily. It's been on my mind a lot. Uh, Being aware if you're operating in the matrix is everything. It really is everything. I'm gonna have to sit down with a breakdown and kind of simplify what I'm saying. Not simplify it to where like you can't understand it, but simplify it to so it can have some uniformity, and I don't have to be all over the place talking about it. Because this is a big, 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 very, very huge subject, and it's a very important one also. But it's been about a little over 10 minutes since I've been talking, sitting here ranting. Uh, we'll get my page, this YouTube page up and active, stay on all the time, because it's up to us as a people to spread the real word. They're not going to let anyone on major TV stations telling you any truths. So we have to do for ourselves and inform one another. Each one, reach one, teach one out there in country. Then slavery would have never happened. How you go steal the people from one area and bring them back here to work for you after you colonize their life? Because you know there's enough resources in the world to feed, clothe, and shelter every human being. There's no need for wars. There's no need for killing. Those are greedy individuals that has come together and decided to take over. That's a devilish mind. So America is ran by a group of people, families, corporations, whatever you want to call it, but is ran wickedly with a wicked mindset. Everything America is about is contrary to what God is about. So I'm a soldier for God, a soldier for justice. That's what I'm doing. That's my purpose. I think that's what I was born to be about. So I have to grow into that. I have to deny my lower self, my old ignorant ways of living and going about things. I have to separate the two. I have to grow from that. So I can grow into this soldier for God, this soldier for justice. But that's about it. That's what I want to talk about. And thank you for tuning in again. Justice for every human being on this planet. It's Soldiers for Justice broadcast. I'm out.